Today we're going to be talking about yo-go verbs and dar. Those are going to be 6 to 7, depending on how you look at it, new verbs that have irregularities in the yo forms. First verb we're going to start out with is salir. The way that it conjugates is regular in the other 5, but as you can see in the yo form, it becomes salgo, where the yo form ends in a go. The rest of it is not a stem change, just sales, sale, salimos, salis, and salen. Traer is also going to be regular throughout, except in the yo form. We have trigo, traes, trae, traemos, traes, and traen. Notice how in the yo form it also adds an I. The E switches to an I in the stem. So trigo with an I. Poner means to put, and it is also irregular in the yo form. No other stem change. Pongo, pones, pone, ponemos, pones, and ponen. The next yo-go verb is decir, which means to say or to tell. Here we can see that it is a stem change in the boot, so the E changes to an I in the boot, so digo, dices, dice, and dicen, while outside of the boot it is still decimos and decis, with the E coming after the D. And then you can also see that in addition to being an E to I stem changer, it is a yo form irregular, another yo-go, so digo, dices, dice, decimos, decis, and dicen. Venir is also going to be a stem change. It is an E to IE stem change, much like tener. It resembles much of tener, where instead of tango, tienes, tiene, tienen, it's vengo, vienes, viene, vienen, and of course venir means to come. In addition to that, we can see that the yo form is also a go, so we have yo vengo, tú vienes, él y usted viene, nosotros venimos, vosotros venís, and ellos, ellas, ustedes vienen. Dar is not going to be a yo-go, but it is irregular in the yo form. It conjugates as doi, das, da, damos, dice, and dan. The irregular yo form obviously resembles the verb ir with voi, vas, va, vamos, vice, and van. Is actually the same conjugation except with a D. You can also notice that the vosotros form loses its accent. Next thing we're going to talk about are two commands. Two commands are when you want to tell somebody that you know, perhaps a friend, to do something. And we form two commands by using the el, ella, usted form of a verb. For example, if you want to tell somebody to buy something, you would use compra, the el, ella, usted form. Notice how compras, the to form of the verb, says you buy, like an observation, like compras bananas, you buy bananas. However, compra bananas would be buy bananas. If you wanted to tell somebody to eat as a command, you would say come. Because we are using the el, ella, usted form, we have to be careful of boot verbs because, of course, el, ella, usted falls in the boot. So, if I wanted to tell somebody to start to do something, we would use empieza with an E to IE stem change. And if I wanted to tell somebody to sleep, you would see the O to UE stem change factor in with duerme. There are 8 irregulars in two commands. So instead of using the el, ella, usted form of these 8 verbs, you use these substitutions. Instead of, for venir, we have ven. For decir, we have di. For salir, we have sal. For hacer, we have haz. For tener, we have ten. For ir, we have ve. For poner, we have pon. And for ser, we have se. Notice how se carries an accent. A way to remember this acronym, ven, di, sal, haz, ten, ve, pon, se, is it kind of resembles the statement, Vin Diesel has 10 weapons, eh? You can ask me to sing that song for you if you'd like. So if we were looking at these examples of statements, for example, the expression to cut the grass, if I wanted to tell somebody, cut the grass, we would say, corta el césped. Make the bed, haz la cama. It's an irregular. Dormir, stem change. Sleep in your room. Duerme en tu cuerpo. Tener cuidado means have caution, so if I wanted to tell somebody be careful, ten cuidado. Salir de aquí, leave here. Sal de aquí. To tell the truth, if I wanted to tell somebody, tell the truth, di la verdad, another irregular. To be creative, if I wanted to tell somebody to be creative, I would say sé creativo. And if I wanted to command somebody to come here, ven aquí. Now we're going to be looking at those two commands, but also with direct object pronouns. In English, we can't always just use the verb in a command. Some commands sound okay. So for example, if I just told you to sleep, to eat, or to stop, all of those sound just fine. If I told you to stay, that makes sense to you as well. Some commands, however, would not make sense. For example, if I just said do, have, close, say, you wouldn't know exactly what I wanted you to do, or what I wanted you to have, or what I wanted you to close, or whatever I wanted you to say. They would probably sound better if we added something after. For example, do the homework, have a cookie, close the door, say the answer, where we add something to the end of the command to make it make sense. Those are called direct object nouns. When a verb is directly doing something to an object, we call it a direct object. For example, if I want to say do the homework, what are you doing? What are you directly doing? You are directly doing the homework. The homework is the object, and the homework is the direct object. We also learned earlier in the year how to shorten those down to direct object pronouns. If you remember, if we wanted to say I have the shirt, tengo la camisa. But if you wanted to say I have it, where it refers to the shirt, we would say la tengo. If we want to add a direct object pronoun to a command, the above sentences sound like this in English. Do them, have it, close them, say it. And if we remember our direct object pronouns, they are me, te, lo, la, nos, os, los, las. A lot of times you'll see the direct object pronouns are going to be the bottom two forms, lo, la, los, and las, which of course depend on the gender and number of the direct object. So la tarea is la, el libro is lo, las ventanas are las, and los libros are los. So what do we do with the direct object pronouns? In Spanish, you have to attach the direct object pronoun to the command. If you remember, when you are not using a command and you just want to say I have it, not a command, it goes in front of the word tango, la tengo. However, if you want to command somebody to do something, you attach it to the command. For example, haz la tarea, do the homework. If I wanted to change that to say do it, you would just put the la at the end of the word and it becomes one word, hazla. Tell the truth, tell it, dila. If I wanted to say close the door, cierra la puerta, and I wanted to change it to close it, ciérrela. Accents are added to the third to last syllable on the strong vowel, if applicable, to maintain the correct pronunciation. So if we look at the first two examples, if we count how many syllables is in the word hazla, it is only two, az and la. So there's no third to last syllable. There's only two syllables. Same thing with dila, so no need for accents. However, when we have the word ciérrala, or it's ciérrala, that is three syllables, you have to count three syllables back, and we can see that we have to choose between the E and the I in cier, and the strong vowels are A, E, and O in Spanish, while U and I are weak, so we put it on the E. This can be a complicated rule, and for Spanish 1, a general rule of thumb of something you could work by is instead of counting three syllables back, oftentimes you can count three vowels back. So if you look at the vowels starting from the end of the word, we have two A's and then the third to last vowel is an E. Most times you're just able to put that accent on the third to last vowel, though there are some chances that you would run into trouble if there are diphthongs or something like that. If you'd like more practice with that, you can come see me for a better explanation, but a lot of students just choose to go with three vowels back instead of three syllables if you are having trouble with diphthongs. For example, if I wanted to say close the door, the first thing that I'm going to do is change the command to cierra. That is the LAU stead form of the verb cerrar. It is an E to IE stem changer. The next thing I'm going to do is change the word la puerta to la. That is the direct object pronoun that represents the word the door, it. So close it, bunch it together, and then we count 1, 2, 3 syllables back and add our accent. So if I wanted to say set it, which comes from poner la mesa, ponla, make them, meaning the beds, hacer las camas, haz las. Wear them, meaning the shirts. Our verb is llevar las camisas. Llévalas, where we count 3 syllables back. Llévalas is 3 syllables. We go 1, 2, 3 back. Accent on our E. Sweep it, meaning the floor. Barrer el suelo. Barrelo. Barrelo. 3 syllables back. On the A is our accent. Cut it, meaning the grass. Cortar el césped. Cortalo, where lo refers to el césped. We count 3 syllables back. Cortalo. So we go accent on the O. And finally, bring it, meaning the gift, where we have traer el regalo. Tráelo. Tráelo. 3 syllables, or just 3 vowels back in this case. And we add our accent.